Welcome, welcome, welcome. Potent Podcast, episode 18. Jay
Yeah,
here,
man.
Bruce. What's
We
up?
going, man, we going strong. What we gonna do for 20, man? I feel like
Something big. Something big, something stupid. Yes. I mean, stupid on my end. You never come off stupid because you're so reserved and laid back and you actually think things through. But on my end, for sure, it's going to be stupid. Like, it's just going to be super ignorant. Trills, what's up, bro? I got a chance to. So, me and Trills hung out yesterday. It was great to see yesterday. Great to see.
Absolutely.
We came together. We took some pictures. Shout out to Jay, of Benetton again. So we've collabed with them on podcasts, on these pictures. I think the last thing that we all need is a Benetton Trills collaboration. And if I have to quarterback that and get in the middle and A&R it, then I will do that. That is something that and I know people are waiting for.
It's gotta happen, man, for sure. Absolutely.
But yesterday was fun, man. We posted some pictures. We're still waiting for all of them to come in. But, we're excited for you guys to check those out and everything as well, too. So let me ask you a question, Trills. So I just posted that new picture of us, right, on my personal page. Are you interested in collabing with Urban Ice or either what was the second one that I got? Give me a sec. It's right up here in the comments because those bots are fast. Urban Ice and Brute Impact Taylor King. Brute Impact Fashion and Urban Ice would like to collaborate with you and I, possibly so we could become brand ambassadors. I'm not a jewelry wearer, but if you're going to pay me, I might. Definitely not doing that for free.
Nah, that's not happening.
I mean, especially because most of the time, we might be cutting our own bag right here by doing this, but I don't care. I think it's funny. Especially because that jewelry that we probably put on might turn green on my neck. You know what I mean?
Hey, man, there's too many risks involved to be doing shit for free, man.
It doesn't fit my style. I'm not a jewelry wearer. I'm not. I'm either you see me with the Apple Watch or you just, I have one watch. But I don't wear chains. I'm not a ring guy. I'm not a bracelet guy at all. It just doesn't fit me, at all. Not that I'm not. I wish I could pull off gaudy jewelry. But nah.
You could get me into a ring, as you can see. You could get me into a ring, but you can't get me. I don't know. The chain thing is kind of dead for me.
What about? Well, this ring, would it be of the pinky variety, and would it be the huge, like a big ass one, with your arms hanging down here, or is it just gonna be subtle?
It depends, man. It depends on how it feels, man. I might. You heard me, nugget rings like a RZA. I might do it. I might pull a Bobby Digital joints out, which is fire.
Pop out on your ass when it's an occasion. 200 an occasion, right? Oh man, I'm just trying to figure out, who we're gonna collab with first. I'm gonna shoot them the DM. I'm gonna be like, yo, what y'all talking about? What's the money? What we
numbers look like?
Yeah, what's it like? Well, you gotta ask these questions first before we just jump head first into these collaborations. But again, shout out to Jay, man. Had a blast hanging out with him yesterday too, man. Make sure you go check out his pod, the Terrible Reception radio show. Benetton's music. Make sure you go run all that shit up, man. The 2 times.
Absolutely.
You know how it is with them. They're just friends of the show. So we're still waiting on that second battle, but it's all good if you're scared. I get it. All right, man. Let's get to the shits because everybody in here is probably waiting for that. Let me find my shit real quick.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
So, our friend, the wide world, the adventures of Boosie continue. Okay?
Come on, man.
So, I have 3 separate recordings that I would like to play for you guys. And I want to stop. I'm going to pause them and I'm going to talk through them because there's a lot that needs to be dissected here. There's a lot to break down. Long story short, our friend Boosie, not little, just Boosie, lost his Instagram, unfortunately. Now, Trills, I'm not certain if, he did something recently. It seems like when I play you these videos and these clips, it seems like Boosie himself has no idea what exactly happened, which makes this all the more interesting, really. Seriously. But are you aware of anything that could have happened, you know, aside from him, like, you know, the usual IG shit or like, you know, the normal shenanigans from him. Are you aware of anything that possibly could have been like, yo, you went a little too, you going too far this time, dog?
I mean, there has been multiple times where Boosie went too far.
Yep.
I think, like, I don't know what happened. Like, an old video got like reposted by the wrong person, and they finally saw something old and was like, "Nah, we gotta get him out of here." Or
I don't know. Was it this?
Put your pussy lips on live, I'll give you $1,000.
I mean, that's one that'll do it.
Yo, you see, look. The statement itself is hilarious, right? I just wish that I had the sort of confidence and bravado to be able to say that way and mean that shit wholeheartedly like he does. I don't know if I don't have that sort of confidence. I really don't. I don't know if I could ever tell a woman to put her pussy lips on live for $1,000. And if I had $1,000, I probably would use that money more wisely. But hey, I'm not here to judge because I've done stupid shit. And if that's what you want, that's what you get. But all right. So Boosie loses his Instagram and he immediately goes to the source, right? He goes right to Robot Zuckerberg, right? But there's a plot twist, and it's never as simple as it seems with Boosie. So I'm gonna start with the first video. There's a second video, and then there's a third video that I want to play, which has really nothing to do with the first part, but it's just fucking hilarious. So I'm with it. All right, let me pull this up real fast. So, nope.
Burger.
Here we go.
Mark Zuckerberg. It's Boosie, man.
Let me stop it there. Let me stop it there. First, who the fuck is Mark Zuckerberg? Second of all, is Mark Zuckerberg Boosie, look at me, Zuckerberg. Is Mark Zuckerberg supposed to know exactly who you are just by you saying, hey, it's Boosie, man? He don't know who the fuck you are at all. That robot, Mark Zuckerberg, that robot, he don't know shit. He don't know nothing but outside of his own business. Like, he's just one of those people that's like that. Like, he literally has no sort of concept of the outside world or anybody out or anybody that's doing anything.
Yo, you can't see the whites of that man's eyes, bro. Like,
bro, isn't that a medical condition? Somebody should do something.
Yo.
All right, let's keep going, though.
Instagram back on. I don't know what I did, man. Don't do this to 2020.
Don't do this to 2020. So, look, Boosie, with everything that's going on in the world, this is the line that they've crossed. Too far. This is too far for you in 2020.
Yo, he acted like this was one of the great 2020 tragedies.
Bro, this is low on the totem pole, Boosie. I'm sorry. It's high on our totem pole because we're here for the jokes and we're gonna make light of it. But all things considered, your Instagram's gonna have to wait, pal. There's a lot of things going on in the world. While we do need your entertainment value on Instagram, it's not exactly necessary right now at this moment. We really don't need it. Let's keep going. It gets better.
On my OnlyFans live right now.
I'm on my OnlyFans live right now. Boosie has an OnlyFans. Like, this is all peak 2020 right now. Mark Zuckerberg, you ain't getting your Instagram back, and you have an OnlyFans. Little Boosie, what would your OnlyFans actually? That's actually not a bad idea because if you're doing all that wild shit on Instagram, oh shit. Oh shit. All right, maybe I might just tuck myself into subscribing to Boosie's OnlyFans. Boosie ain't doing no weird shit on there like Safari or whatever. Like, if he's going to be on there, you know, doing what he was doing on live with no pressure to losing his account, then I'm all with it. Yeah. But he's like, I'm on my OnlyFans live. Let's keep going.
Mark Zuckerberg.
Stop calling him that. Man. Stop calling him that. Why? Look, someone's recording you, right? As soon as you start this, right, I would have said, dog, I would have turned it off and be like, dog, let's start this over. And his name's Mark Zuckerberg, just in case, right? Because there's going to be a theme that goes across these videos, all right? So he continues to refer to him as Zuckerberg, okay? What is actually on a Zuckerberg, Trills? Like, would it be onions? Would it be bacon? Would it be tomato? Like, that kind of seems plain because if you know the man, Mark Zuckerberg, he's like a robot. Like, he doesn't know. Like, he's literally a robot. Like, I think he's an android.
I'm not even sure if a Zuckerburger is even a meat patty, bro.
Oh shit, that's a new. So what is it then? It's a fucking one of them chicken patties that you bust out the package and you just microwave real quick. Let's keep going though.
You cannot do this to Instagram in 2020. Whatever I did, my bad. I don't even know what I did.
So hold up. So we don't know what he did. He don't know what he did. So what happened? Mark Zuckerberg, what did you do? And why are you depriving us of all this Boosie content that we could be using for our podcast and our own enjoyment? Mark Zuckerberg, you've gone too fucking far this time.
Mark Zuckerberg, hit me right now.
Hit me right now.
I'm on OnlyFans Live. Took my Instagram.
Wait.
Go.
So Mark's supposed to go on and subscribe to his OnlyFans?
So he sees the video, you know what I'm saying? He sends the video, people tagging him, shit's going up, and he's like, let me log into my OnlyFans real quick so I can pop on and see what Boosie's talking about. No. And I also want, while I'm playing a video clip, I encourage you guys to all try to find this video. Boosie is higher than giraffe nuts. His eyes are super low. He is smoking a blunt that is like the size of my arm in this clip. I'm talking about like thickness. Like he is smoking gas, but he is clearly stressed. Like in this video, you see it all over his face.
So distraught, yo.
Distraught, exactly. Again, this is over the line for Boosie. I'm sorry, not Lil Boosie. It's over the line for Boosie now. Now shit is gone. It's way too far. Fuck Corona. Fuck the social issues. Fuck all that. You took my Instagram. Now you've gone too fucking far. So that's that, right? Okay, so that's one. So usually when things like that happen, right, there's like a day or two lapse or something like that where, you know, they figure it out, they send you an email, something like that, and they get you right back in your account, right? Should be quick. Shouldn't be a big deal, right, Trills?
Right.
Oh, it's a big deal. Here's your second video.
Mark Zuckerberg.
Stop calling him that. So someone saw your video, the first one. Someone saw that, and they still haven't corrected you. You still don't know the man's name. Not that he's going to see it. Not that he fucking even cares in the slightest of what's happening to your account. But you still don't know the man's name. Good God, man. You could chalk that up the first time to him being faded. This time, come on, man. Fuck.
I need to get back on Instagram.
Why?
I just got an email. They say I had some sexual content. Player, if I fucked up, I fucked up. Hold up. That's the line right there, right? That sounds like the dude who really is just at the point of not lying to his lady no more about whatever he has going on, and he just like, man, I fucked up. Just let it go, or whatever. At this point, like that's what that sounds like. Man. Like, let me bring it back real quick. Oh my God, this is fucking gold. Hold on. If it popped out, it wasn't my fault.
Bullshit, Boosie, bullshit. If it popped off, it's absolutely your fault.
100%.
No one's gassing these women to jump up on your shit. You gassing them up. It's you that's doing it. Oh my God, man. I have to find that video of that girl that jumped on his live and was like, I followed you before on my old account. She was like, nah, you ain't follow me or whatever. She was acting bad Boosie or whatever. And he like, shake that ass. You gonna shake that ass or whatever? She was like, maybe if you play a song, I'll like, yo, he just hangs up on it. He goes, I don't like bitches with attitude. Yeah, he kicked her right out the live as soon as she was throwing the sass right back at him. He was like not even trying to hear that shit, bro. Oh my God, Boosie's the gift that keeps giving. It's not done though.
They just sent me a thing for me to take a picture with, and my Instagram still ain't back on. I just took my picture. This was my number.
91-600.
I'm ready, Mark. I'm ready to get back on. I got people money. I gotta do Instagram drop. Whatever I did, my bad. I need to get back on Instagram. Do not do this to 2020.
Do not do this to
2020.
Right, yeah. Can we get do not do this to 2020 on some shirts, man? I think that's a new drop right there. Do not do this to 2020 is the new drop. I'm going to cut that and we're going to use that. So the last part kind of is revealing for me, right? Let's just be 100% like with this. Boosie's not making music. He's not shaking out here with music, right? Like that's not what he's got going on right now. So I understand completely him trying to get right back into his Instagram because one, he has drops to do and stuff like that, like he said. So I get that part. But this whole do not do this shit to 20 like I swear, like this is the final straw, bro. We're only in fucking August. Like this a little bit more of this year to go. Like the aliens are about to pull up September 1st, and you out here talking about your Instagram. Yo, Boosie's the gift that keeps on giving, man. Like I swear, man. I need his content. Inject all that shit into my veins. I need it all, man. Just because if there was ever a man that is just like completely unaware of like how to move, or completely unself-aware, if that makes sense, like has no like sort of like idea of what he should be doing, is Boosie, like at this point. But again, if you're making money off of the unpredictability of your content and how you are, because people would rather see the shit show than somebody who's normal, or not normal, or just does things that's boring, then I get that too. I do. People want to see a train wreck more than they want to see somebody, you know, drive normally down the street like nothing, you know. So that's just part of this. Now I have another video. So this one was kind of random, and it popped up like during the entire time that I was researching all this Boosie, you know, Instagram stuff, like trying to figure it out, right? But apparently this is an older video too. Boosie was like listening to a beat, and he started thinking about who he would want to put on the song, and he thought that Meg Thee Stallion would kill this song, and he's not wrong. But I want you to listen to the video because this is fucking comedy gold. I'm not stopping it, and I'm gonna try not to laugh super hard because it is so funny to me, this video. Let me pull it up real quick.
I gotta put Meg Thee Stallion on that bitch. Meg Thee Stallion gonna kill that bitch. I like that nigga go fuck me and look. Nigga, you sugar, I know that you shook. Eat on this pussy like a bone that we twist in the back of the bug. Nigga do shit at the neck and the eye. Eat on this pussy like nah. Bitch, I'm the ill not banana. Bitch, you look in the line. I like the fuck on the nigga. Country ass nigga like
money bag.
Beat on my pussy ain't looking at it. Beat on my pussy that country ass. Nigga.
Yo. I think, yeah, go.
It's so goddamn accurate.
Right, that's the thing. That's what I'm laughing at so much, is that Boosie understands the bounce. He understands the content. He sounds exactly how Meg probably would bounce that verse, man. And like, when he says that country ass dude, like money bag, that shit sends me over the top. Like, like that is fucking gold right there, bro. Like for him to be able to nail that down. Like, remember when we talked about like how, Hov writes for Beyonce, but he's able to, grab her spirit and let her be in a pocket where it's like, it almost sounds like something that she would say. And it's the same thing with Lil Yachty and the City Girls. Like the way he writes that shit, you would think that they wrote that shit. He captures their spirit. That's what just happened with that. That's impressive. We can make all the jokes we want, but that's impressive that he understands where she would fit on this record, how she would bounce it. And that's pretty close to probably what she would say on this record.
Yeah.
Thank you, Boosie. I appreciate you. We appreciate you, and we need you. And if I need to holler at Zuckerberg on myself, we're going to get you your IG back. All right. All right. So that's our Boosie segment right there.
Come on, man.
So, let's keep it going because, before we get into the serious topics, we're going to get our jokes off or whatever. So,
hey, yo, what the fuck?
So, peak 2020 is not exactly Boosie losing his Instagram and running to Mark Zuckerberg. There is rumblings on the internet. You can confirm for me or deny or whatever it is. Kim Kardashian, who has been on a huge prison reform tour, right? Like trying to get people out of prison for petty crimes and things like that. Yeah. Now is campaigning for C Murder to get out of prison. I want you to start first.
There's so many jokes to make here, right? But I want to lead with, this is fucking good for C Murder, bro. Like,
I agree.
Look, man, like Louisiana is a wild place, bro. If you're a rapper living in Louisiana, like just you surviving, living in Louisiana is a fucking feat. Like, it's incredible that you've managed to do that.
Right.
And plus from what I hear from people from Louisiana is that the law enforcement is like wild corrupt. I mean, kind of like what we know like LAPD to be and NYPD to be, and so that already screwed C Murder in 2002 just off rip. Now, one of the witnesses ended up coming back later after it was all said and done and recanting and saying that it was like he was coerced into saying that he saw C Murder do it, and it didn't happen. So, with that said, it's time for it to be re-examined. Um, but like what's crazy is his family, P, everybody been trying their best and shit, and like this is what it takes to get it back open. Like what?
That's what I was just gonna say. So, Kim Kardashian has kind of gone through a bit of a rebranding, low key, like the lowest of keys, right? Like, the show's still going on. They still got a bunch of bullshit going on, but she's strayed away from like the social media beef, and really is really taken like a shine to this whole like getting people out of prison. And I gotta say, like you said, that's really fucking awesome. Now, the second part that I want to piggyback off of what you said is why does it take Kim Kardashian to all of a sudden, like Kim Kardashian isn't some sort of, former lawyer, someone like that, like she's, let's face it, a reality star, right? But as soon as she brings this up, it brings it all back to light. And like you said, people have been trying to get this case re-examined for like a decade, like almost it feels like, and I think that, like, here's a question that I'll pose to you. Does Kim Kardashian pull in a lot more goodwill now because of what she's doing to wash away kind of the stigma of, one, who she is, two, what you probably didn't like about her, as far as like, social media persona, maybe the way that she handles things, but does this like kind of change the way that people are going to start to either remember her or just even look at her a little bit different, even with all this Kanye chaos going on around her?
Right. Well, that's an interesting question because I think right now, right, it's still like, first of all, let's get one thing clear. Twitter is its own fucking thing. The shit that people say and the shit that people do and the opinions that people have on Twitter, that same shit from that same people, I don't think it exists once they close the app, for one. I don't think Twitter is an accurate reflection of how the people that tweet move in their day-to-day life. So, yeah, on the internet, there's still like this kind of fuck Kim Kardashian thing. That still exists. But I think the more she continues to do this, she can definitely turn it around. Like, people will eventually forget. Mm-hmm. But what's wild to me is that right now in 2020, one of Ye's how do I put it, yo? One of Ye's most impressive accomplishments seems to be that he's married to Kim. That is how it's turning in 2020. So we want to talk about how weird of a year 2020 is.
Right. So like, all right, put yourself in our shoes. Like, let's say just 8 years ago, right? We live in a world now where Kim Kardashian is garnering a lot of goodwill, where people are starting to view her more favorably than Kanye West, who has given us so much. And I think that's what you're trying to say. And I agree with you 100%. This is how fucking weird 2020 is right now. Like, we're sitting here slamming Kanye West in one episode and praising Kim Kardashian for trying to get C Murder out of prison. I think too, what you said is really important too about how people act on the internet and how they perceive, right? So it's like, you almost can never do anything to wash away the public perception, right? Like, in the court of public opinion, whatever narrative that people want to run with about you is the one that will be told, no matter the circumstances, no matter what it does, like what you do. And my issue is that when people talk about like, oh, I wish she would do this and that, well, now she's doing things that are actually, helpful. and you guys still don't want to like let up off her. So if you don't like her, you don't like her. That's fine. But don't ask her to do better. And when she does better, you're just like, whatever. Nobody give a fuck about that.
Yeah.
I think that's really weird too.
Yeah. But I mean, we'll see, right? If she keeps going down this path, who knows how we will view 60-year-old Kim Kardashian, you know?
Right. That's not a bad, again, you with the good points. I want to make jokes, and then you turn it into something that's an actual thoughtful conversation, as usual. All right. So I'm going to piggyback on this next topic because of something that I saw you tweet about, and I think it was going around on Twitter. Was it yesterday or the day before? It was one of those days. So the dating situation and the dating climate right now in 2020 is, awkward. You know, like I feel like, okay, like, you know, right now, especially people in our age group, you only have a certain amount of time that you can devote to either getting to know somebody, dating them, things like that. Like, time is precious, especially right now when it comes to our age group. If you're younger and you want to fuck around and you're 20, 24, and you like, whatever, you got plenty of time. Right. I'm not saying I don't have plenty of time, or people that are in our age group shouldn't feel like they have plenty of time, but there's a really big conception when it comes to people who are in their mid-30s that like their life is like ending. And I feel like every year, I feel like I'm the best version of myself. Like, I keep getting better, you know, like right. I thought at 30 I was as best as I could be. I'm at 35 and I feel, you know, more wise. I feel every year I've learned more, and I feel like I feel like I still haven't become the best type of person I can be, you know, like right. Just based off of that. So what I saw you talking about this has been happening even when we were in our 20s dating, though. Let's also keep it like a buck. This isn't something that's brand new. Like, again, these people on Twitter that are younger, they always want to bring stuff up like they made it. No. You know, so what was happening here is Trills was defending the idea of women using guys for dates just to get free meals. It's been happening probably since the beginning of fucking time. Even the cavemen, you know? The cavemen fucking beat up a fucking, a saber-toothed tiger with a fucking club, killed it, and brought it back for a meal, and you used him just for that meal while that man put his whole fucking life on the line or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So what's the discussion about how, one, we figure out that you are just interested in a meal, and two, if you find out while you're on the date that she's just there for the meal, how do you conduct yourself? So I'll let you start with you know, I think that me and you are going to be on a similar like plane when it comes to this, because if I'm talking to you and I want to take you out on a date, there's got to be several conversations before that'll happen, right? Like, it doesn't seem like that's something like, you know, whether it's over text, whether it's over whatever it is, there's got to be conversations so I can fill you out, because I'm not about to just go on a date with somebody just because you're attractive, because I'm not going to be stuck in a situation that I don't want to be in for an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, just because I think you're attractive. And then when I get on the date, I'm like, oh my fucking God, she can't even like hold a conversation.
Right.
So I think that me and you would vet this out way quicker. You know, like I don't think I'd find out on the date that like, oh, right. She's just here for the meal, right? Go for it.
Right. Hold up. Let me get my dryer. All
right. So Trill says his clothes, he tells me before we jump on too, he's like, yo, he goes, I'm doing laundry, you might hear some beepers. So he's trying to be responsible in the middle of this. I'll start real quick while we're waiting for him to get back. So, oh no, he's back. There you go. So you, like I said, you and I would probably vet this out, right? We're smart guys. We understand, you know, like what, well, I don't know if I'm smart. I know you're smart. But I think we'd understand by the way conversations carry out, the way that they, you know, like conversations usually, like when you're in this period of feeling out and trying to talk to somebody, they kind of end on their own volition, right? Like they either you know, it gets to a point where the other person isn't interested in talking about what you're talking about, or they're not responding in a way where you're like, you know what, I'm not going to be able to speak to this person outside of maybe 1 or 2 to 3 topics, which is for me, it's a big waste of time. Like, right. I don't want to have to sit there and talk about the same 3 things over and over, because I feel like you can't carry a conversation with the other things. Look, do I expect you to carry a conversation in, you know, social issues right off the bat and politics and things like that? No, you know, like that's not what we're, you know, like that's not really what I'm looking for. But you do need to be able to carry on a civil conversation that has to do outside of what we got going on in our culture, like just a little bit about who you are and stuff like that. So yeah, go for it.
Look, man. Here's the big thing that people are missing, I think, bro. For one, niggas just be trying to do shit that's out of their league to begin with.
Okay.
Y'all be shooting y'all shots at people you shouldn't even been shooting at. Like,
well, here's the counterpoint to that, Trills. Shoot, aim for the moon, land on the stars, right? Like, I'm never gonna tell somebody that they think this. If that's what you think you got, go for it, bro. Like, know your worth. You know what I'm saying? Like, go for it. But I do agree with you. Like, I'm not gonna like, I think that if I ever found myself in a conversation where I'm not intimidated by the woman, but I feel like, yo, you might be a little bit out of my league. Right. I'm gonna take it slow and I'm gonna take it smooth and I'm gonna just see how it goes. I'm not gonna press too hard. Like, I'm not gonna, when we link in, none of that shit. Like, that shit might not come out at all. Like, I'm just trying to feel you out. Like, I feel like, and that's no slight at myself, right? Because I know what I bring to the table. I'm not saying that this person is better than me and I don't deserve them. I just kind of understand that maybe this person has a little bit more status, things like that, or never putting yourself down, but understanding and being completely self-aware, I think.
Well, for me, I mean, I don't mean like she might like be too beautiful for you, or she might have a better job than you, or none of that. I feel like that happens. I feel like people date people that aren't as beautiful as them. People date people that make less money than them. That happens. That is a thing that actually happens.
For sure.
But when I say like you moving out of your league, I mean, y'all looking at certain people on the gram and on Twitter and you see them moving, right? You see them like at every hot spot. You see them mixed in with multiple people. You see them on the yachts. You know what I mean? You see them with the Birkin.
The influencers.
Right, right. And y'all trying to go to dinner with them? And then you're going to be mad that you paid too much for the dinner and nothing happened at the end of the dinner? Like,
right. So you have to read the room.
It's laid out for you.
Right. Read the room. Understand what you're getting yourself into. Like, I think, and that's why I think that those first few conversations are important, so you understand what that other person is looking for, right? Like, there's plenty of women that if I said, we going on a date tonight, like, I'm going to take you to Taqueria, right? We were just in downtown in Jersey City, right? Plenty of women would be like, oh my God, that's amazing. But those influencers, like you said, those women that, like you said, on the yacht, they out here with the, with the rented bag and they on the rented, and driving a rented car for that's different. They're going to expect more. Like, you're going to have to, you might have to do the Nobu. You might have to you might have to make a move but you understand that going into it. Like, look, this isn't someone who is going to be impressed by a small local place and is just willing to get into me. Like, she wants to see what I can offer you at this point. Right.
Not to mention, you're already seeing the lifestyle. You're already seeing that the lifestyle is for the gram. So if you've taken that out, know that this is gram content. Like, it's like at least the possibility that it's gram content. So at the end of the day, you don't feel swindled. Like, you should know.
I will when she fucking posts that fucking expensive ass meal and she don't post me. Like, what the fuck? Supposed to do it that pay for that shit.
Like, look, man, and again, I think I said this. Like, I think dudes really wholeheartedly believe that they are going to talk their way or joke or laugh their way into pussy. And
I do. I always think that I'm gonna joke and laugh my way in. That's my move. So they bite me. That's my move.
So I'm saying I think they know who, like, who the people are sometimes. Like, sometimes I think they know who the finesser is, but they think they have finesse ability too. And
can you out finesse the finesser? Probably not.
Probably not.
That's why they're the finesser and you are the finessed. Now look,
guys get finessed all the time when it comes to meals and stuff like that, right? It's part of the process, right? Like it just is, right? Like this is just how it happens. Like you have to be able to chalk. Like if you are not prepared to lose that money when you go on this date, then you don't go on a date.
Right.
Don't go on a date.
Right.
Like as I get older, I subscribe to. I guess it was somebody that said it. Like people, fake use it and say that Hov said it or whatever. But like if you can't buy 2 of the thing that you want to buy, then don't buy it. And I feel that more and more every day. If I'm willing to throw this money away because, I understand then that's fine. That's all on me. But if you're looking to change someone out of it or change it up, like that's not gonna be conducive to success for you.
Yeah.
And you can't expect that these women are gonna like sleep with you after one day. Like I think you if you're gonna do that, this is why I would never be prepared to deal with a woman who has a large social media following. Ready? I'm not insecure. I'm not jealous. And I'm not somebody that needs to find out where you are all the time. Like, I'm actually the opposite of that. Like, it gets to a point sometimes when, why don't you care where I'm at? Well, look, I can't stop you from doing whatever it is that you want to do. So I'm not going to sit here and stress about it all night or whatever and be worried about it. And also, in relationships, I'm a huge believer of you need your own time with your own people. Like, I'm completely good with alone time. Alone time is fire. If I feel like laying in the bed looking at my phone for an hour 45 with nothing going on, fire. Amazing. If I want to play a video game and I have options, great. You're having fun, I'm having fun. And it's like the problem with relationships is, and I'm like deviating off topic, but the problem with relationships is that people lose their individuality when they get into relationships, right? They almost become they're like a chameleon, right? Like you kind of adapt to the other person because you want to be with that person. But I feel like that's why a lot of relationships fail, is because people lose themselves in a relationship in an effort to make that other person happy or do whatever it is that they think that person wants them to do. And if you're an individual and I'm an individual and we're in the same relationship, we're moving. Like that's moving right there. Like that's what it needs to be. You want to hang out with your friends? Get the fuck out of here and go. Please, go. Like as long as you're not doing anything like that would make me suspicious, right? Like out every night, out where I can't find you. Or if I text you, like, you know what I mean? Like that's like, I'm not going to bother you while you're out. But if I got a funny ass joke or something, I'm gonna send that shit to you. And if you don't respond to me, and it feels weird, right? Just because a non-response doesn't mean that anything is going on. No. If the vibe is off, like most of the time you feel that shit before it happens.
Everyone has the intuition. They call it women's intuition, but men have it too. Every human being knows when something feels off.
When the vibe's off, then you know. And then that's up to you. But if you want to go hang out with your friends, I'm good with that. So like that's also the thing. So like that's I think what like a lot of these guys have to understand. Like I think if you're trying to be with a person like this, right, then I think you kind of have to understand that you need to have a certain status when it comes to being able to pay for things, and you have to deal with the way that she's like on a bikini, wearing a bikini on a yacht with champagne in her hand, and like there might be some dudes around that you don't know, and then there's always the thirsty dudes in the comments. Like you kind of just gotta eat all that, and you have to understand that that's what's coming. I don't want a woman like that with all that status. Like I really don't, man. Like I really like the low key chick that like really is fly but doesn't need to post every single selfie every day. Like that, or isn't in the influencer bag. That's just too much for me, man.
It is, man. And to be honest with you, if I was like popping like that, like popping, like every single time I posted something, it was like flooded with women, like just trying to like go crazy. And I'm saying like influencer level, not like
not low key like what you be having on there. Like I be looking at the comments, I'm like, this man. I be like, man.
I think my
he ain't gonna say nothing. Look, he ain't gonna say nothing. He just gonna.
I think my comments ain't shit.
Honestly, sometimes I be seeing they be like, yo, like I be seeing it, and your comments are more like 75-80% women.
Yeah, but there was a time, right, where I was like really like probably like a little more scorching than like the D-list fucking Instagram nigga with the comments and shit. There was a time, right?
Who's on this D list though? Can you explain? Like show me the tiers. Like who's on this D list and let me know how far away I am from them.
Nah, you and I are D list Instagram niggas, man.
I take it. D's passing. These passing in certain classes, right? Whatever to get by without doing as much work. That might be my motto. Like, put that shit on my tombstone. But I'm about my bad. Go ahead.
But yeah, like if I was like on fire, like some of the Instagram honeys are, right? And I was like in something serious, man, like certain of those fucking things that I posted, I would probably like just disable the comments because like some of that shit is too much for people to deal with.
Right.
It's just too much for people to deal with. If you Beyonce or something, like
That's
you
different.
just gotta chalk it up. Like
she don't even look at that shit. She don't look at that shit.
Yeah.
She posts something and she probably don't even have the app. She just tells somebody to post that shit and she be
I mean, like, even if you snoop, like, right, you just gotta like chalk it up. Like, people gonna do that to them. Like, they are celebrities. Like, if you with a person like that, there's nothing you can do about it.
See, that's different though. They're an entertainer, right?
Right, that's a whole different thing.
Right.
If you a fucking influencer though, and like some of that shit is like getting crazy, you just gotta like knock your comments off.
Listen, man, I just can't, bro. I can't. You know what I'm saying?
But again, to my point, when I was super, super like scorching, like my fucking comments would go crazy, right? There would be lots of women that would be like, yo, we got to go out to eat sometime, specifically with my food posts. That shit used to happen a lot. And during some of that time, I was single. I never had a fucking conversation with you. Like, we never like chopped it up. We don't know shit about each other. Why the fuck am I going to say, yeah, yo, let's go out and get something to eat? You about to get finessed, fam. Like, and that's what's happening to these niggas, is that somebody they never spoke to before, but her butt fat, said some shit to them and got them amped up, and they went out and nothing came of it.
True.
And that's your fault.
Just because we're ahead of the game right now, we don't think like that. You about to knock some dudes that see like a fat ass in their comments and be like, you know, like, oh shit, you know what I mean? Like,
no, my nigga, go to Ruth Chris and look at the butt in person, but don't be mad when
Ruth Chris, yo, look, we signed a contract. Like, I'm gonna be like, yo, look, yo, something. Like, I'm gonna be like, yo, like you kind of already know.
Should you order a steak, you should know that steaks pair well with BJ's.
Get the fuck out of here. You know that shit would never fly though, right? Like, you know that's so like, but again, if you're taking one of those girls out and you take them out to Ruth Chris, right? And you have a good night or whatever, everything's cool, you have a good conversation, but you drop her over at the crib, you might be feeling good though a little bit. Like, yo, like, you know, I gained some points. I'm moving in the right direction. But yeah, that's a little bit rough, man. You know, like that's a see, and that's not even one of the more, let's say, expensive places, right? That's one of the places that's high priced in our area, but there's places like in the city, like I said, that if you want to go, yeah, it's like ridiculous. And you talking about like $45, $50 a plate.
Nah, she trying to take you to Peter Luger. You're getting like $60, $70 a plate. Like,
that's fucking crazy, bro. That's fucking crazy. And if I got it like that, then I'm able to take the L, and that's how I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would just be like, you know, I would just be like chalking it up to the game, like whatever, you know. But if I'm a regular dude who has saved that money up to try and get this done, that doesn't sit well with me when the conversations stop after that, when she stops answering your calls, or she, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, that one kind of feels hurtful.
But I have no sympathy. You did it.
You should know. Correct. Trills, you do it again, yo. Once again, the fucking... All right. So that one went a little bit too far, but...
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
So look, guys, just make sure that you're making right decisions. I think that what you should do is, once you have conversations with women, you understand their intentions. I feel like even if they don't tell you, you can tell by the way they answer certain questions and the way that they speak that you kind of know what you're getting yourself into. This woman's really into me. She really wants to get to know me. I want to get to know her. Or, you know what, man? I'm going to take my shot. I'm going to take her out because she's bad. Let's see what happens. And if not, I could always say that I went on a date with a bad chick. You know what I mean? Like, and then I'll lie to my people that don't got social media and say that I spanked. So. All right. So look, let's talk music, man. Let's say we had a good time with this, though. It took up a good portion. Remember when we were like, oh, I don't know if we got a lot? I didn't know that one was going to be the one that
that really like went the other way with it. But no, we had a lot of good music drop this week.
Yeah.
Honestly. So let's get the big ones out of the way. When Drake and J. Cole drop records, like those are the ones that we have to really discuss, like probably first. So
Right.
I'll be honest with you, right up front, the J. Cole record, I'm not feeling it. It's just that's one of like he had that's that For Your Eyes Only vibe.
Yeah.
Like it sounds like it's from that like sort of I guess that those recordings, those sessions.
Right.
It feels like that, like the singing, like I get exactly what he's saying. Like the things that he's saying on these records, on this record is amazing. But this one just didn't hit as well for me. Like I just like it was just a little too much with the singing. So I don't know if you got a chance to hear it.
No, I did. I mean, with comparing what he just released, right? Like he released the 2 joints earlier. Those were fucking like so good, right? And also coming off KOD, right? Which was
right. That might be his best album, man. Like we might have to have a discussion about Forest Hills Drive in that one because I feel like KOD, he's sitting in other people's bags. Like not that that's a bad thing. What I mean is that his bounces on KOD are very Southern driven. Remember, he's from North Carolina, so it's not like it's not out of his realm of possibilities. But he's living in. That's why like he considered like you've heard J. Cole say, Young Thug's a legend. Like you're sitting in some of those bags, but you can rap better than Young Thug can. Like that's not even a question.
Right.
So there's a discussion that needs to be had. I think I don't know if we should have it now. Like we'll talk about it, but there's a discussion that needs to be had that's one of his best albums, if it's not his best one. I mean, it's easily one of his best albums, but it might be his best.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one, I don't know, man. Like I liked it. It's fine, but like, I don't know. Like I'm just like, man.
No, it's like that, man. Like we are in that era, right? We talk about singles era. So when we're in the singles era, then you're talking about sometimes somebody throwing something out that's just not going to hit as hard as what was previously released. And yeah, this is one of them.
Right. Exactly. So not a bad record, guys. You can definitely check it out. It's got, oh my God, what's the kid's name as the cover? God, this is sad that we don't know his name because he's just one of the victims of.
Yeah, I'm trying to drum up the name, but
I think it's the one from Kentucky, the one where he had the Duchess. It's sad. This is a moment right here that should make you feel sad that we can't remember this young man's name, just because there's been so many of these things. Yep. But we'll get the name. I'll check it out real quick. I'll Google it. So Drake dropped the record too. You go first, because I have things to say about it. I just want to hear what you have to say about it first, because you know me, I'm gonna talk for like 20 minutes.
I think it's a good record. I think it's a record that could have legs on it if that's what he wanted to do with it. Mm-hmm. I think it's in kind of
Michael Brown.
Right. I think it's kind of in his triumphant bag that he gets into.
The horns tell you the whole thing, yeah.
Yeah. So we know what that kind of Drake record is and what it could be. I actually like it better than Boosie, to be honest. But
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but it also, you want something interesting, right? You want something that gets us like hype about Drake again. So I think that's kind of the general consensus about the record, just looking across the board on how people feel about it.
Right. I didn't like it at first. I'll be honest with you. When I first heard it, because all right, again, sometimes when we weigh what artists put out because of the artist's status is a little unfair sometimes, right? So, Drake gives us all these Lucy's, the Khaled records, while I don't like go crazy over those records, I still can't deny how good those records are, right?
Right.
So I kind of went into it the same way, like, oh, Drake's dropping something. This is off the new album for sure. And he announces that, what is it? Certified Lover Boy, which is perfect. I love that. And I don't know why he's waited so long to lean into that title. Like, what took him so long to get to that, But I was just like, whatever with this record, right? Like, I was just like, that's it's cool. But then, remember the time that we were talking about when videos like lift songs up?
Yeah.
Probably one of the better examples of that. You know, him having the video in the Nike warehouse. Shout out to Aggie Abby. Jersey's on the map, man. A lot of y'all are getting to know her now. Like, I don't follow her, but I know her. You know, like, we know her. She's like North Jersey for real. Like Elizabeth, like, you know, like around here.
Yeah.
Y'all getting to know Aggie now because she's in the video, and that's what's up, man. Jersey's coming on the map now, like the Cookie Quiet record. Yeah. All of a sudden, that shit's taking off now, and it's like, yo, where y'all been? Like, this song's been out here for a minute, man. Like, my daughter loves that record, loves it because of how repetitive it is, you know. If you guys don't know, the Cookie Quiet record is Vibe, it's Jersey Club, right? But Jersey Club, but it got popping off of TikTok. But that's Jersey Club right there.
Yeah, 100%.
That's the shit, though. That song is dope. I don't give a fuck, yo. Like, I'm 35. And that record still fucking goes for me. Like, that shit sounds like a fucking house party. And the lights are out and everybody and nobody's doing nothing but having a good time. Like, that's what that feels like, that record. But anyway.
Yeah. But let me just hit at you are right on the nose, though. We talking about Jersey Club coming back around. Mm-hmm. And although this isn't original Jersey Club, it still lived here, right? There's some holes in this house cracking off crazy. They've been in our bag for a long time. Sierra, everybody else.
I just want us to get our flowers, like, while it's here. Like, I didn't create it, but I'm from here, and I know what that's like in Jersey, and I know how big those records go. Like I said, that shit sound like a house party, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah. Like, anytime that you've been in there trying to get some twerk on a chick, it's happened because of Jersey Club. You know? Yeah. I just want to fuck. Like, have you ever seen women react to a record like that where and they go crazy, bro?
Crazy.
So while Jersey's coming back, like I said, shout out to Cookie Quiet, Aggie Abby, same thing, man. But you know, Odell, Marshawn, you know, the Ali cover, like him and you know, and then that meme, you know, it's been a long fight, it's been a long journey. Look. This is why the record gets elevated for me, right? The videos, right? But this is what I always appreciated about Drake, right? Like, because you could even see it in Hotline Bling. This man knows that he's a walking meme. He knows how you using him as a meme.
Yeah.
So, like, he's not stupid. He's completely self-aware of the fact that, whenever I put something out, all eyes are going to be on me. Once that's coming out, I want you to talk about me in other ways where you're not even referencing the records anymore. Now you're just referencing either how bad I dress, how bad I dance, or, you know, like he's not stupid. The kid's not stupid, man. He's not a kid. He's 30 now, something, whatever. But like the guy's not stupid, man. And I appreciate that about him. I wish that more artists were self-aware of themselves, because if they were, they would be able to be way more successful than they are trying to debunk whatever it is that they think that everybody thinks about them.
Yeah, man. It's the Biggie effect, man. It works.
So I like the record now. I really like the record now. Like, I listen to it a lot. I really do. And I didn't see myself, like I said, when I first heard it, I was like, whatever. You know, this is cool. I really like the record. I really do, man. I do. One more thing that I have to say, like, I don't want to make it seem like this is just like a love fest for Drake or whatever. But one thing that I got to say for Drake is, what Drake does for the hip-hop community is he puts people who are from his community in good spots. Let me explain. Having Lil Durk on this record is the biggest look that he's ever had. And he don't have to do that.
Durk sounds better than he's ever sounded.
Thank you. Trippie Redd was first given God's Plan, and he slept on that shit. Hi, Guy, you're a dummy. But Drake does more for people in the culture and putting them in spots that allow themselves to be elevated than many artists and probably anybody else does right now at this point. Mm-hmm. And from all different parts of the country too. You know, Durk's from Chicago. You know, he puts on people from London, like when he was on his grime shit or whatever, when he was picking up on that. You know, other Canadian artists. Drake is, you know, there's two sides to the coin with Drake, right? So it's one, he's bringing all these people to the forefront, or two, he's using them right there to
pick whatever sounds he wants to use from them while having them involved. That's the take that people have with Kanye West as well, too.
Yep.
You know, if you ask people about who is the real genius behind Yeezus, there's a fair amount of people that'll tell you that it's Travis Scott and his sound that Kanye infused his sound into. And so there's two sides to that argument, right? That Drake has people close to him that he wants to help shine, but he also kind of not piggybacks off them, but understands that this is part of the sound that I want to help myself with now at this point.
Right.
But this song's dope. I like it, man. I like it. But yeah, so what else came out this week? Oh, Dave East. No, before we get into that, that was an album.
Yeah.
This new Nas record. Let me look in the camera. I'm gonna get close. I really fucking like this record. A lot. And for me to say that and not be a fan of many of Nas's newer releases, not a fan of Nasir, not a fan of Lost Tapes 2. I think his last good album is Life is Good. For me, that Life is Good has a claim to one of his better albums, but people aren't ready to talk about that. Like that was like a more mature Nas. He just got out of, you know, the Khalees situation, and that was just a different Nas at that point. Like I really enjoyed that record. Like he was really good at picking his records this time. So, while not being in love with the newer releases, I really love this record, man. I do.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah, it's a really dope record.
Yeah. I think that what you were disappointed when you first, like, when you were like, oh, I think I expected something different is because you hear Nas and Hit Boy and you automatically think that Hit Boy is going to give him some shit that is like out of this world hits, right? And Nas is still able to be comfortable. But Nas chose production that was closer to him from Hit Boy.
Yep. I mean, I won't be surprised if out of these 14 joints that they recorded, if Hit Boy pulled Nas more into his bag. But I think that they thought smart on this, right? And they thought, let's go with something more in the Nas pocket and not be too shocking out the gate.
Good.
And I think that was smart to do.
Good. That's smart. That's what Nas needs at this point, right? Like, Nas, you are already, you're like a walking legend. Like, if there's a Mount Rushmore, you're on it. Like, I don't understand. Like, you know, like, so at this point, Nas, you have very little pressure. Very little. Very little pressure. Like, the only way that you could fuck up what you have built for yourself is if you go on some sort of horrendous run that the likes of which we've never seen. Like, it would have to be, like, completely trash. Like, he would have to start doing songs with fucking Bad Baby and fucking, and like people like of that ilk. Like, for us to even discuss Nas as not one of the living legends in our game, right?
Yeah.
All you have to do right now at this point, get in your bag. We know what you were waiting for. We know what we want. And just spit, man. Like, we like, you know, like, Nas makes it a little bit harder for himself because he's, and this is a point that you've made plenty of times of creatively, now where do you go? Like that tweet you sent me about Drake. Drake's already completed the game, and now he's free roaming, like on, like, you know, like, that's so true. That's so true.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing, like, with Nas. Like, it's just like, bro, like, all you got to do is give us that sound. People are listening to you for that sound. They understand exactly what they're going to you for. Not get yourself out of that. Like, don't allow yourself. But people hit places creatively where they're like, where am I going now?
Yeah.
You know, and you and I understand that. Not on the scale of Nas, but we understand that.
Yeah.
So it's good to hear that Hit Boy understands that. And if you're self-aware of the both of you of what you should be doing to make the music succeed, then we're like in like a good spot right here. We're in a good spot.
For sure.
Dave East, you go first, man. We kind of talked, you know, we were hanging out yesterday. We talked a little, you know, I think you already know how I feel. Nobody else does, but, you know, you go first. You tell me what you think of the new record. It's a full-length album.
Yeah.
And spoiler alert, one of these records made my top 5 for this week.
Me too.
Oh God, here we go. I don't think it's the record that I think that we're gonna miss on this one. Like, I don't think we're gonna.
I think we might.
All right, here we go.
So I mean, So with that said, I won't talk about any of the records, right? But I will say I think Dave is expanding his sound. I think he's trying to be like a little more risky, a little less boom bap era and how he delivers the records, and that is a fucking good thing. That's what we need for Dave to become who he should become. Cause I mean, look, there's pressure, right? You are one of the first Mass Appeal signees, right? You're one of the first people co-signed by Nas, right?
That's
So
big.
it's tough. It's tough.
People forget that, and I think that is sort of what you need to remember with why people view him based off before anybody heard him rap. That cosign already puts a certain amount of eyes, attention, and pressure on you. Keep going.
Yeah. You just made me think about something that I really did not want to think about, and I don't know why it popped up.
Here we go.
But you remember Quan, bro?
And oh my God, yo. Let's for the laws, for the reefs.
Can we please have a moment of silence? Right?
Oh, but look, just because your favorite artist is able to put music together doesn't mean that they're able to find the right artist, and that applies to everybody, including Jay-Z.
Yeah.
That applies to everybody. But keep going. That's a bigger discussion. Keep going.
So I mean, if people could remember that, right, there might have been like a little less pressure on Dave, right?
Okay.
But I think Dave East came at a time where we're looking for New York saviors, right? And not even just New York saviors, but we're also looking for rapidy rap saviors, right?
Real hip hop.
Right. So he comes in like not too far off of Jay Electronica coming in, right? So there's like this mounting pressure, and I think release after release after release, people are going to be like heavily critical on Davies on when is he going to deliver the album of a savior. I think the best that he has gotten was with Styles P, and now I feel like this is there with it. I think he's like growing at a pace that's like really healthy, and I think he'll continue to get better. I think this is one of his best projects. I played it a few times, and I'm definitely still going to play it. Like, I haven't gotten done listening to the album, so that's a really fucking good thing, man. It's good to see.
It's a good sign for sure. I'm gonna go run tomorrow, and I'm gonna get into. I probably listen to it like 3-4 times. I'll listen to it one more time. I just remember like this is what I told you yesterday, right? All those things that you said apply, absolutely. You get a Nas cosign, people automatically are gonna start to look at you. And remember, this isn't a Queensboro. I know Davies is from Harlem. Nas is from Queens. Nas saw that in Davies. He wasn't pressured by his homies or pressured by, like this isn't a I know guy, like it's not that.
Yeah.
And I think that does bring a lot of unfair expectations when it comes to artists, right? At the same time, I feel almost everything that you said about Davies, the savior thing and how he's perceived and how he can be. I feel like after this project, because he has a lot of work, like this isn't a guy that has like, one tape, one album. Davies comes out with stuff pretty consistently, man. And there's something that needs to be said about that for sure.
Yeah.
Dave East feels like the artist right now that we see these glimpses of greatness, like on these records, and then he kind of snatches it away from you, right? I'm not certain what it is, right? Because while I agree with you, he's stepping away from the boom bap stuff. My favorite Dave East project is Paranoid. And that was heavily South influenced from the intro record. He has Jeezy on Paranoid to start that album. Even one of my favorite records on there is the Phone Jumping with Wiz. That's to give me some more sample. That's not exactly, but you know what? At the same time, I'm going to talk myself through this. At the same time, when Give Me Some More came out, that might not be a hit, a New York thing, but Busta made it New York, like with the way he rapped, right? Like, and the way that he destroyed that shit. That's one of my favorite Busta records ever. So when Dave East has these albums where he does the down south shit, I don't mind it. I really don't, man. Like, I don't, like, at this point, like, I get it. And remember, I don't think that people outside, like, if you're listening outside of New York, I just want to let you know that the Harlem influence is very real on the East Coast. Like, things happen in Harlem weeks and months and years before it makes its way all the way through the East Coast, right? Yeah. So he's got that too, like, of like, he can move around, do whatever, like the Dipset was one of the first people that made records with people from down south. And like, nobody was really caring about that. Like, they were just like, whatever, like, it just works because it's them. The Harlem dudes are going to do what they want to do. Like, and that's what I think that, like, people are forgetting too. I just feel like there is still this classic project within Dave East. Like, he has it. He has it. I just don't know what it's going to take to bring it out, right? Like, it might be the most unlikely situation, right? Like for instance, Common makes B, which is his best album, right? But he makes it with Kanye West. Nobody was thinking of Common as a subpar rapper before this, right? But I bet there were a lot of them that were like, yo, he's just missing that one project, that one classic. And it may come down the line, like, where maybe he links with one producer and they make magic. I just will continuously go back to the kid because I think that much of him. Like, he's almost like you said, like, all the boom bap shit, like, he's almost like dropped from the 90s with the newer swag to bridge everything together, right? Like, he's like the perfect example of that, right? Like, mainstream appeal, like, fly Harlem guy shit, women love him, the guy could rap, like, and he's able to do these other records, and it's like, man, like you start to, like, really figure out, like, why hasn't he put this shit together yet, like, completely? Like, he should be, and a Def Jam cosign, like, he should be much bigger than he is right now. This is a fine album, fine. That's the problem. It's fine. I'm still waiting for this record where he puts it all together, and he just. That's what it is. It's like, I continuously look at him as somebody that I feel like has untapped potential. Now, do I know the answer? Can I tell you what it is? No. That's just what I see on the outside.
Right.
And I'm not knocking him in any way. The guy's a great artist. The guy makes good music. If you listen to his shit, he has a lot of music. Like I said, this isn't a guy who has one tape and one album. He has plenty of music.
Right.
And like you said, a collaborative album with Styles P, that's one of his side projects. Like, Dave puts a lot of shit out, man, and that's I think that's what kind of makes me more, like, anxious about it, because it's like, damn, yo, like, you're like 5 albums in, 6 albums in, mad tapes, like, it's just like, where is it? And I want it, and I think he can still do it.
Absolutely.
All right. If you thought I was excited about that, let me tell you the album that I am the most excited about. Can you guys guess what record label, what group put out an album this week? Trills, tell them, man. So in case they don't know.
Yo, man. Griselda is fucking
Let's go.
Fuck-wittable right now.
Let's go. I got it.
This motherfucker don't miss.
No, he's fucking good.
That motherfucker don't miss, man.
He's good.
Boldy James just dropped the Versace tape.
Yeah.
Hi, guys. On repeat. There's not a drum on this entire album.
Bro, are we like, people gonna start thinking we are Griselda's?
No, we're not. We're not on their payroll. Look, guys, look at me. They are putting out the best music right now of any group in any part of the country in its entire game.
Yeah, man.
Quality Control has Lil Baby right now on top of the world, and you are not about to sit here and argue with me that Quality Control with the Migos, Yachty, Baby, all those guys have been as consistent as any of these Griselda releases. Any of them.
No way. No fucking way.
They're running the game right now. We're not on their payroll, guys. I'm just listening to the music. This Boldy James album is fucking incredible.
Yeah.
The beats are insane. There's not a drum on this album. Not one drum. No production, like all these lo-fi samples. Boldy's rapping off beat. Like it's crazy, right? Like none of this shit should make sense. Like that's the thing that's crazy about it.
Yeah,
all these dudes have a similar sound, but they're all different.
Yeah.
I don't think we've seen anything like this in recent memory. And they
like this,
continuously
bro.
put out music continuously. They don't even sit and wait. It's not like they're like, oh, we're gonna let Conway shit breathe, and then we're gonna come with Gun. Gun drops something, Boldy's dropping something, Conway's dropping something, Benny's dropping something like this.
Look, at this point, it's like akin to the Wu-Tang run. It's like it's up there. It's getting up there with like Rockefeller releases, just not on like the grand scale. Bro, this shit's unbelievable, bro. You can't. How do you getting multiple records released in a year's time with immaculate production all the way through every single release with no trash bars through every fucking single release is unheard of. It's fucking unheard of.
I moved 50 cents for the Ja Rule. This is I went for a run today. And remember, this Boldy James album is what, 9 records, 10 records, right? 10 songs? 10 songs with a skit. The intro's a skit.
Yeah.
Once it's over, I restart it. And I go. Spoiler alert, one of my top 5 was a Boldy James record. I could have did 5. I really could have just made my top 5 records that I love from this album.
Yeah.
The lo-fi shit, man. The offbeat flow, all that shit works, man. And I think that this album, and again, I don't want, let's get off of the, look, anybody who listens to the show, we're 18 episodes in. I think you guys understand our love for Griselda. Anytime they put something out, we're always talking about them.
Yeah,
but
man.
If you guys don't understand it, it's because I think that what they represent, what they invoke is what got us interested in hip-hop in the first place. And it's nostalgic while feeling fresh. I don't know how the fuck they do it. It's crazy to think that I've heard all these records before, right? I've heard everybody rapping about the same shit, and I still get blown away. This album is incredible. When Maria comes on, Maria made my top 5. Boom. There's the record that I put on there, but I could have picked fucking anything, honestly, off of this shit. There is something special about what's happening over there right now, and I just want to make sure it's not lost in translation, because if you look at Billboard, they're not selling. I want you to understand what you're seeing right now and what you're getting from guys from Buffalo, New York. There's a reason Jay-Z's looking at them. Jay-Z is I got to get in on this, and he makes sure that they switched it up and got on Roc Nation. But this is something special. Drake's talked about them on interviews. Everybody feels the same way about these guys, so it's not just us.
No.
But Boldy's run, I really want to focus on Boldy, right? Boldy's run is 3 straight fire releases. If you guys don't know, the reason that Alchemist is producer of the year this year is because of Gibbs, because of Boldy shit, and it's because of Conway. He did 2 records with Griselda affiliates or whatever, members, and he did Freddie Gibbs' album. Those 3 albums you're going to find, when we get down, we're getting close. When we get to the end of the year, it's going to be hard to not press all 3 of those albums in there.
Yeah.
With the idea that I feel like this Boldy James record, this new one, is the best of all 3. I don't know, man. I don't know what else needs to be said. This album is fucking incredible with no sort of promotion. It's just like dropped off, like in the middle of all this other stuff. You know, Drake and all these guys have these records out. Boldy just drops his shit off in the middle of and it's just like the Versace tape. Please, guys, please listen, enjoy. Roll up your fucking biggest Dutch master and fill that shit up, like as far as, and drive around and enjoy.
Yeah, man.
This gangster shit on here that he's talking, man, like it's fucking beautiful. It pushed me through my workout today. Like when I was running, I felt like I wanted to die. And like these songs, like still like were like, all right, fuck it, I'm going. Like this album's awesome, man. I really fucking love it.
And I want, you know, don't stop ever putting fucking Keisha Plum on these goddamn albums.
Yo, low key. In a week or two, if she starts putting out some more features, we're gonna have to start having a conversation about who's the best female rapper out there with Rhapsody. Like I wanna have a discussion. And all she needs to do is put out one fire ass project and we're gonna start the discussion and we're gonna get it.
I feel like it's being overlooked in the whole grand scheme of Griselda, but Keisha is something very fucking special and something we have not seen
in a long while. And she stole Gun's record that she's on. Buffalo, New York. We had no idea. None of us had any idea. I had no idea that you guys had this all there. Like, I don't get it.
That's how it happens, man.
This right now is special, and I want you to make sure that you understand that. Because Gun's about to come back out, Conway's about to come back out, and so is Benny. This year, we are about to see something that we haven't seen since Wu-Tang era. That's it. With members dropping amazing projects within the same calendar year. And being able to say these were the best records out this year.
Yep.
It's just special, man. And Boldy James, shout outs to you, man.
Yeah.
There is no manual to what makes our music hot. And I fucking love that, right? There's guys that are super technical on bar or whatever, and you'd be like, you know what? There's a guy completely off beat, almost spitting poetry over beats that have no sort of drums or anything on that shit works. It's just, you have to understand that authenticity, everything that you can put over audio, that is understated. 100%.
Yep.
You could be the most technical rapper in the world and you might not be able to make an album as good as this one that we just heard from Boldy James.
100%.
I like, be true to yourself. And I think we all understand that.
Matter of fact, motherfucking rappers far more technical have made way worse projects. Period.
For sure.
Period.
For sure. On that note, let's finish up. So, Trills, allow me to be the ignorant. I try to keep up with everybody now. I try to keep up with as many new rappers as possible. I love this game so much that I will never stop looking for new music. Even if that music has been watered down to a point where good releases are far and few between or either slip through the cracks. But please help me understand who was on this XXL freshman list this year. Please. Okay. I'm just going to go down the list. I'll tell you right now, 1, 2, 3 guys I've listened to their music. 3 of them. One I'm a very big fan of, and I'm not gonna act like and just because I'm talking about him now, I don't want anybody to think that I'm just jumping on the wave. But I've actually been a fan of this kid, and now he's getting the due that I think he needs, and that's Jack Harlow. The kid can fucking rap, and I've been known that. And his last release, that was poppin' record is cool, but his last album has from the beginning, like that Ghost record all the way down to the end, like that shit is like the kid can rap. I know he looks goofy, but that's the beauty of our culture. That is the beauty of our culture. Never sleep on somebody. That kid can rap. And now you're seeing his due with What's Poppin'. To get the Baby, Lil Wayne, who else is on that remix or whatever? Like What's Poppin's been out for a minute.
Yeah.
That's not a new record.
Right.
But for him to get this sort of attention, and he could have, you could have, like, in the beginning, because he had a DJ Drama cosign, been like, oh, he's popping off of the relationships that Drama has built. No. That's not true at all. Because if that was the case, he would have had all these features from the rip. It was only when he pulled up with What's Poppin' that everybody, like, that song gets played during timeouts in the NBA games. Like, I don't think you guys understand how big, like, for that record to go number one and it's been out for like 6-7 weeks, that's impressive, man. That's very impressive.
Yeah.
So Jack Harlow is one of the guys that I know on this for sure. And I'm a fan of his. I'm a fan of his. Lil TJ is the other guy that I know because of Pop.
Yeah.
And Fabio, is it Fabio or is it Fivio?
Favi, yeah.
Fabio, I know because of Pop. That's it, Trills. That's 3 people. I'll read the rest of the people. You tell me. I know of Polo G. I've never listened to his shit.
Right. And Rod Wave.
Right, same thing. I know of them. I've never listened to their music. NLE Choppa.
Yeah.
Chica.
Oh yeah. I actually heard a song, one song.
Okay. Lil Keed.
Yeah.
You know him.
Yeah.
You're doing better than me. Cowboy.
Nah. Oh.
CALBOY.
No, I haven't really heard anything. No.
Baby Keem.
Yeah.
24 karat golden. 24K golden.
That was a completely new one for me.
And Mulatto.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, it's unfair for me to give an assessment as far as how I feel about all these artists when I've only listened to one of them exclusively.
Right.
I listen to Fabio shit, but Fabio shit, all that shit sound the same. All that shit is that Brooklyn grime shit. Like, he don't deviate away from that shit at all.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to Fabio, and we didn't talk about this when we were talking about Nas. Nas's album has some amazing features on there. And I'm impressed by that. I get scared when Nas wants to go, I'm going it alone. All right, old man, like you might wanna, look, yo, again, there's nothing you can do outside of doing the worst thing anybody's ever seen for us to ever downplay you or not think of you in the way that we do. There's nothing wrong with helping other guys get shine and helping them alleviate some of that. Like, you could do an album and have 11 features. You do 2 verses. He does 1. If you want to do nobody does the traditional 3 verses.
Yeah, that's dead.
That's dead. It's 2 and 3 hooks.
Yeah.
But you could totally do that and nobody would bother you about it. So I feel like this is the year, I think, like when this freshman list came out, the first time where I was like, oh my God, I'm like so out of touch at this point. Like, I don't know who, like I have become my brother. I have become the guy who remembers what he wants to remember.
But here's the thing, man, and it's a counterpoint of mine, but it might not necessarily be true all across the board. But my nieces and nephews are in their fucking, they're 10 years younger than me, and no fucking idea who a lot of these people were.
So that's good news for me, at least. I think it's about who you're with, right? Like, or who's around you when you're listening to music, right? A lot of my musical prowess, I'm not talking about hip hop. Musical prowess comes from the fact that my mother and my father were eclectic when it came to what they were listening to. That's why when I hear one of those old soul samples from the 60s and 70s, I get so enamored with it because I know the original song.
Right.
And that makes me elevate those records.
Yep.
Because of my parents. So if they don't know at 25, like that much, then that's, see, but then that's also discouraging. And let me tell you
Right.
why. Because if they don't know, then why are they on this list?
And that's again, that's the sign of the times. I don't even think that it's like a shot. It's not a shot at the artist. It's a shot at how music is being pushed out.
And
Right.
digested.
Yeah. I mean,
We've talked about it. Everything's here today, gone tomorrow. There's albums that I consider classics that I don't listen to anymore because there's like fucking 10 albums on Friday that are out at your fingertips.
Yeah. There's like, there's no keep up time, bro. And especially when it's singles, right? Like a lot of these artists gonna let singles fly. And if the single isn't astounding, right? You listen to that artist single that one time and you move on, and you might not ever go back to that artist. And before you know it, there's another cycle of artists.
Right.
So I think that's why even the people that is in the demo for this don't really know who the people are, because it's just a fucking weird time, man.
Right. Instead of going crazy on who we don't know, I thought that a good discussion between you and I would be, we have a sample size long enough, right? So the XXL freshman list has been coming out since 2007.
Yeah.
It's 13 years. I thought that you and I would have a better discussion if we went down memory lane and we looked at some of these freshman lists, so we could see how they land, and how these artists have fared. I think that, when I started looking at these things, I think that like we're gonna go a little bit far, like when it comes to like when we talk about which list is better than, because there's different variables to incorporate when it comes to how we like rationalize which side, right? Like, is it all just great music? Is it all personalities and guys that we enjoy? There's a lot that needs to be talked about.
Right.
So let's start at 2007. This is an interesting one, man. This is the first one. Okay.
Yeah.
So in 2007, Saigon, Plies, Rich Boy. Remember, Rich Boy had the biggest record in the fucking world in that year. Also, I want you to remember, like we're gonna contextualize all of these years with why some of these people were on this list. We have hindsight at our disposal at this point. So, Gorilla Zoe, all the hoes jocking, beat steady knocking, middle with it. All right, my man. I fucking love that song. That song's incredible, by the way. Joel Ortiz, who anybody who knows anything about any sort of hip hop knows that man can fucking rap his ass off, right? Yeah. Lupe Fiasco. At the time, this man was named Lil Boosie, but he is our guy now, and he is Boosie. I will not accept Lil Boosie. Crooked Eye, who we all know for a fact can rap his ass off, right?
Yeah.
Papoose and Young Dro. Remember, Young Dro's on this list because Shoulder Lean was out of the fucking park.
What?
Yeah. Okay?
100%.
Okay. Papoose is on here because Alphabetical Slaughter, the Touch It remix. Papoose has not lived up to whatever anybody has ever thought about him. Just an opinion on my end. I don't want to say too much because I know that if Papoose saw me in the street, he would probably want to have a physical altercation with me, and that's not how I'm moving in these streets. I do not want that sort of pressure. But that's all I'll say about that. You can go a little bit further if you want.
I mean,
I'm not wrong. Yeah, all right, cool. All right, as long as I'm not wrong, cool. All right.
No.
All right. Crooked Eye is incredible. Like, I'm talking about, like, he's like one of the best technical rappers in this world. Like, if we're talking about playing a beat and just letting Crooked Eye go the fuck off, this man can rap, like, at a level that I'm not certain everybody understands.
Yep.
Having said all that, he still doesn't have the project, right? Like, that project. Like, not even one of them that is, like, rubbing the like, edge of a classic, unfortunately. I'm not certain what it is. Again, I can't tell you what to fix to make it happen. I can only see what's happening from the outside. Crooked Eye should have a much bigger following, much bigger presence in our game, and should have one of those records that we're like, holy shit, remember Crooked Eye made this album. And I might be ignorant. If someone out there can put me on to a record where I'm just maybe missing it, that's fine. But I'm not gonna like, I can't think of any.
Yeah, I feel like most people would play back Slaughterhouse verses if they
But that's what I mean. So Slaughterhouse and like Crooked Eye was a great rapper before Slaughterhouse.
Yeah,
like he didn't show up there and start rapping well. They had 4 of the best technical rappers in the world in one group.
Yeah.
And that's not to be debated. Like, I didn't throw that out there for a conversation to start. Joe Budden, Joel Ortiz, Crooked Eye, and Royce the 5'9" can out-rap probably your favorite rapper.
Yeah.
And Joe Budden retired. But all those guys are incredible at what they do.
Yep.
But that doesn't always translate to music, Trills, and I think that's the issue, man. Like, it just can't be all one way or the other, and sometimes the artist has a bad taste in beats or doesn't know the pocket he wants to be in. Or, you know, like, I don't know what it is, Trills. Like, I can't make like a decision like on like, okay, if he changed this would what it would be, but that's how I feel. Like, he just doesn't have one of those projects for me, and I keep like going to him because I know he can rap and I want to hear it, but I haven't heard it. Lil Boosie, whatever. Boosie's doing more than music right now, so
yeah.
I'm not about to sit here and talk crazy about him. Like, he's just giving us so much joy. Like, that's it. Lupe, I want you to, you know, the Lupe aficionado. It's 2007 and he comes out on this list. He gives us a classic 2 in a row. 2 in a row. Food and Liquor and what is that album called? It's not The Coolest, right?
The Cool.
The Cool. There you go.
Yep.
Those are both classic records.
Yep.
And then Public Perception pushes him, you know, to whatever space that they put him in. You know, and I think that you've explained that, again, sometimes guys hit a point in their career where it's like, where do I go from here? You know, and it's tough. And Lupe always seems like he prides himself on making sure that his music isn't just on the surface, right? Like not on the surface message. Like, he wants you to think about it, play it again, thinking about it, play it again. You know, like that sort of way.
Yeah.
Having said all that, out of all of these artists that he was on the freshman list, he is by far the most accomplished.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Joel Ortiz, same deal with Crooked Eye. We just haven't gotten this classic project that I feel like is still in there that can be tapped into. But I can't tell you how to fix it. Like, I'm not certain, you know, like, I'm not trying to shit on you. It's because I have expectations because I know how well you can rap. I want more for you.
Yeah.
Gorilla Zoe, I love that song, but he's not around. Like, and he never been around after that record.
Yeah.
All the hoes jocking, beat steady knocking, middle of the stage, got the whole club rocking. Shawty, you can hate, but you ain't still watching. Bet she can't do it on the dick she popping. Yo, you bottle popping, you cock blocking. I don't want to be the other guy on the side of bottle popping. Like, I don't want to be that, like, the cock blocking side. That song is incredible. See, look how it goes. Like, look, I just told you I really, like, don't remember anything about Gorilla Zoe, but I know that record. Like, verbatim.
Yeah.
I don't know why that record infected me so much and how much I love it, but yeah, like,
I mean, that shit went crazy, man. We went in the clubs at that time, like, heavy, right? Like, yeah, man. I mean,
yo, he got Jeezy to jump on that shit, man. Like, he had it right there. That's it. Once Jeezy jumps on it, yo, it's like, you're official. All right. Look, throw some D's. Boy, look at here. Why don't we know anything more about Rich Boy Trills? What happened?
Bro, Rich Boy's album was great. One of my favorite songs of all time is from him, and it came after this album.
Really?
And it had me really souped up for a second album, and then it just derailed.
What was the second record?
Bro.
It was one of them too that I had,
It's
because he was in the
drop.
back with Polo.
Yeah.
Polo had his back. Oh, wait. That drop record?
What?
Yo, he
Bro.
went crazy on that shit.
What? Come on, bro. He walked on that motherfucker.
Right.
And the beat was insane. Like, I could not. It's sometimes you get those records that you don't even understand how it didn't fucking go to the moon. Like, my mind, I can't even think about how that fucking song was wasted and nothing came after that.
Can we talk about the fact that Polo the Don for a few years was like out here like giving people amazing production, and then like I'm not certain, like maybe I'm ignorant to why it didn't continue, but it just didn't. Like you kind of
And it happened to the team. Like Rich Boy gone, Polo gone, Kerry gone. Like,
oh shit, Kerry Hilson, right? But Kerry Hilson kind of blackballed herself. Once you say some shit, you know what I'm saying?
I mean,
It's a dub.
We know that was a shot in the foot, but
It's a dub.
it's-
You better chill.
But it's still the weirdest thing. Like you, like the whole fucking thing. Like where the fuck did everybody go?
Right.
It's great.
Boy, look at here's the shit. Throw Some D's is a classic record. Play that shit at somebody's wedding later on in life, and play that shit, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, man.
Throw some D's on that bitch. All right. Saigon, I don't really have to talk about him because he doesn't have much. I'm sorry. That pain in my life, that's not enough, man. Like, it's just like, pain in my life. I'll be honest with you, the most I know about Saigon is because I'm like an ignorant ass loving hip hop watcher, and I know that he was on that one season with his whatever, yo. Plies is the guy that I kind of want to talk about when we come to the end of this 2007 thing. So Plies had a little run, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a T-Pain record, you know. Shouty, you know,
It's a fire record.
yeah. So then Plies makes a resurgence later through his social media account. Also, Trills, I'm not really good at selling drugs and things like that, right? And I don't want to get into these sort of situations just because I don't know how to navigate my way through them, right? Is it wise, Trills, to run off on the plug twice? And he's steady calling, and I ain't calling back. Trills, is that wise, man? Like, do you really want to, like, take work from somebody, make all the money off of it because he fronted it to you, and then leave away?
You never want to do it, bro.
I have a question, Trills. If you're from that area, now you have to leave that area. Like this score better be good enough to put you in another place for a while. Where
Here's what I want to know.
Okay.
You packing up your whole family, fam, or you just said fuck them? Like
because if they gonna get to you, they gonna come see your grandma, and you don't want to see how the fuck that ends. I'm sorry. Having said that, what's the name of this record, Trills? Because it's changed. This is part of the mystique of Plies.
yeah.
And this is the stupid ass knowledge that I have of this game. Like, I don't know why I've stored this memory for me. So this record, when it came out about running off on the plug, which please guys, again, I will not advocate for, is called Ritz-Carlton when it first starts. When the song jumps off, they changed it to Ran Off on the Plug Twice. So I'm not certain if, like, because he is just vibing at the Ritz-Carlton. And, like, Ran Off on the Plug is part of the verse. What are we trying to highlight here, Trills? Like, what are we doing here? Like, the worst part about all this is that I've kept tabs on this record to even understand that that's something that's happened with that record.
Yeah.
like that's more disturbing. I don't know if that's disturbing or just like low-key dumb. Like, but yes. I don't know, man. Like, that's weird. Like, this adds to the mystique of the record. All right. Enough with the jokes. Plies ain't really made shit, really, like, in a while, like, honestly. Like, so this list, Saigon, Plies, Rich Boy, Gorilla Zoe, you know, Papoose, Young Dro, like, a lot of these guys never really wound up, like, making noise in other ways.
Yeah.
Okay.
So wait, do we? So do we have? Did you do?
Did you want to do
what
a
I did?
comparison?
Huh?
Do you want to do, like, your top 5?
Yeah, like I was wondering, like, does this make your top 5 double XL?
This one
cover?
doesn't. This one
No?
doesn't. No. This one doesn't.
Okay.
I kind of wanted to do it through the years, but if you want to do it, like, I can tell you my favorite year, and it's probably not the one that you think it is.
Okay. Well, I mean, 2007 made my top 5 cover.
Really?
Yeah.
But I get why, because when you go to the next year, it's they. So this is what I kind of wanted to do when we highlighted this, right? I wanted to show you who was on this list, and then kind of just compare where they've been. You know, like, we have a 13-year sample size since this amount to know what's happened with these people. Some of them are still relevant in our game. Some of them faded away right away.
Yeah.
2007 obviously makes it because Lupe's in there for you. And of all of those artists, the only person to deliver classic albums, not just 1, 2, is Lupe. Like, that's not even close.
Yeah.
When I start to go through other people in here, I'm not even certain that they have that.
Right.
A lot of guys that I hold in high regards that don't have what Lupe has.
Yeah.
So 2007, I can get it. You know, I can get why impact on some of the guys. Like, you have somebody on that list that has done things that in, 2012 and all these guys later on don't have.
Yeah.
I just feel like there's a lot of swing and misses on 2007. It's like Saigon was supposed to be out of here. That was put in front of us as, like, again, New York savior. We have had a ton of them.
The problem about that was it was reliant on just Blaze making beats.
And he don't want to make beats no more. Like, he didn't even like where's the greatest story ever told? Like, what the fuck, man? Like that was getting it. That's Jay Electronica vibes before Jay Electronica of a mythical out. That, like, it was that, and it was Detox. You ain't getting them shits. Like, you'll get them shits in February. Like, what the fuck? All right. If you do want to do it, the ones that you see top 5, and we'll compare, or do you want to just go year?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, man.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Go for it. So start at 5. Was that 2007?
Okay, so for me, 5 is 2009.
Wale, B.O.B., Charles Hamilton, Asher Roth, Corey Guns, Blue, Mickey Fax, Ace Hood, Currency, and Kid Cudi. This one you're gonna have to talk me through. I'm gonna go right off the bat and say that I'm not certain. There's a lot of guys on here that have never done anything.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know, man. I kind of did them with I kind of layered my top 5 list with what sticks, right? So for me, Wale, Currency, and Cudi stuck.
Yes.
Whether I'm huge fans of everything they've done, not necessarily. Currency has the most projects that I listen to of those 3 guys.
And let's get it clear too. Also, not that I cut you off. The better catalog of Kid Cudi and Wale, and I will not discuss that with anybody else. But go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, but they have done things that have lasted.
Well, they have impact, and I understand why you're highlighting these 3.
Right.
Even if I'm not a fan of Kid Cudi, I understand.
Right. And what Cudi has done, right, for music, whether you don't like the turn or not, he's definitely contributed to the sound
For
the
sure.
evolution of what people are doing. That's my number 5 list, 2009.
Okay.
My number 4 list is 2013.
So that one is Schoolboy Q, Trinidad James, Joey Badass, Absol, Logic, Action Bronson, Kurt Cobain, Travis Scott, Dizzy Wright, Angel Hayes, and Chief Keef. Trills, this one's number 2 for me.
Okay.
You go first.
It completely makes sense. I mean, bro, we have Q here. We have Joey Badass here.
You got
Fucking
two. You got two. You got 2 from the same group.
2 TDE members make it here.
In from 2011 to 2013, 3 TDE members made. One of them is the best rapper alive right now.
Absolutely.
But keep going.
People can talk all the shit they want, but Logic can fucking rap.
God damn it, you are not lying at all.
He can fucking rap.
Thank you. Logic, enjoy your time with your kid, man. Enjoy your fucking time, man. For real.
Yeah,
Don't
man.
owe people shit.
Bronson came and delivered something that was missing that people wanted, and people still want it. And the motherfucker has gone on to do a lot of shit beyond rap.
Exactly, and that's. I'm so happy that's what, because we can just do completely music and just say Bronson's in there off that. But again, it's impact, star power. Like and Bronson's been able to do that with his own shows on Vice, and he's just like that can't be understated. That all is so. If we're talking about putting them on the freshman list, is because we see them as stars, and Action Bronson is a star.
Yeah, and that's they loaded it up on this issue. Travis Scott, you can't talk enough about what
Travis Scott's the biggest one out of all of them, and I think that's kind of like, because there's this tier, right? Like of like Cole, Drake, Kendrick. Travis Scott is like right in that tier of guys who, when they drop things, the world stops. When they go on, like, his show is incredible, his following is huge. Like, Travis is there, like in that tier, in that top tier.
Yeah.
And I think that's what shouldn't be lost on all of this, is that while you've highlighted Schoolboy Q, Joey Badass, Absol, very, very still relevant in our culture, and when they drop records, Action Bronson, Travis Scott is in the top tier. It's after that that the drop off like happens pretty swift.
Right.
To his credit, Trinidad James has carved out a nice little role.
Yeah.
In popularity because he's on the sneaker show on Complex.
Yeah.
That's dope. I'm always for people showing their versatility, right? Like, we do this podcast, but I will still walk on your sports show and give you like you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not there for show or whatever. Like, so that's I respect the versatility, and that needs to be spoken about when we talk about these guys, because he still has a lane in mainstream, and he still is a part of a fixture because he's with Complex, and that sneaker show. What is it? Full Size Run? That's a big shot.
Yep.
So you're not wrong. You have them in number 2, right? No, I have them in 2, right? No,
you have them at 2. I have it at 4.
Oh, I have it at 2. I like, because the Travis thing kind of like, you know, like it just kind of just like it's a little bit too much. And Q quietly has like the best like discography of like everybody but Kendrick. You know, like I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, go. What's your number 3 then?
That was a battle, because that almost made 3 for me, but 2007 made 3 for me because of the 2 classic Lupe albums.
See, that's what none
4
of
doesn't. My list before this one didn't have a classic album on it.
Right. And that same list of people, none of those guys have a classic. I don't think. Well, Travis does for me. I love Birds in the Trap. I know that it's not popular to say that. I know that everybody says that Rodeo is. I get Rodeo.
Yeah.
I don't know, yo. Birds in the Trap, like that's some shit that like I don't care what the vibe is. Like if you just let that shit play, you're good. Like I feel like, and I think that was when I really like the light bulb hit. Like I knew Travis was dope, but then the light bulb hit, and I was like, oh shit. I was like, all right, like this dude is like, he's out of here right now. Like
Right.
like you're witnessing something. So what's your third then?
My third was 2007.
2007. Okay, so what's your second then?
Second is 2010.
That's my number one.
Okay.
You go first.
You can't argue. Can't argue. I mean, 2010 has Cole, Nipsey, Gibbs, Wiz.
The Nipsey thing puts it over for me.
Come on, man. Big Sean, J-Rock is fucking loaded.
Wiz.
Yeah.
So it's officially, so it's J. Cole, Pill, who at the time when he was signed to MMG, people were excited about that, as was I. Like he was on people's songs and he was, like now we don't know, where he is. But at that time, that made sense for us. We all kind of were looking at him like he's next, right? Yeah. Nipsey, who at the time I didn't get it, but now his impact is like, like completely through everything. That's kind of what pushes this group over the tier for me. Not only the fact that you have J. Cole, not only the fact that you have Big Sean and J-Rock, like these are all guys that are all apart right now. And, J. Cole's one of, like I said, J. Cole's top tier. And I think it's the Nipsey thing for me that really nostalgically put me over like the top, like with this number one for me.
Yeah.
Because OJ the Juice Man, Pill never did anything really. And then we forgot, we didn't even talk about Gibbs. I think that's really what it is too, the recency bias of how critically acclaimed Gibbs shit is now.
Yep.
Also adds on to the Nipsey factor, the J. Cole thing, the fact that Wiz has a permanent fixture in our culture, and if not, he has broadened it because the white people love him. Let's just keep it like a buck or whatever. And these are like top tier guys. Big Sean, top tier guy.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm interested to hear your number one though, because I think that's good. But I had to let the cat out the bag right there, man. Like I think that what tips it is the Gibbs thing, man.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, it could have easily been knocked up to my number one.
All right. What is your number one then?
I put 2011 as number one.
Damn, you know what? But you can't really argue this one. All right. Meek Mill, Big Crit, Sci-Hi, Lil Twist, Yellow Wolf, Fred the Godson, rest in peace. Mac, YG, Lil B, Kendrick, and Diggy. Okay. So if I just said that the best rapper alive is Kendrick and he's on this list, doesn't that kind of like devalue my own?
I mean, bro, the easily, bro, if somebody put Kendrick in their top 5, you would not fucking argue it.
No.
That the classics are there. I mean,
he made nothing wax ever. Like, I'm not even trying to be a stan.
Yeah.
The reason that I am a fan of his is because he don't make wax shit.
Yeah.
Like, what's wrong with being a fan of a guy that consistently gives you good music? I don't understand, like, why that would be, like, a detriment to me. Like, I've never heard anything whack from the guy. Like, I don't understand. Like, his projects are not whack.
And how many Kendricks has Kendrick Lamar spawned since 2011?
Yeah, D's on one of these lists.
Yeah. I mean,
look,
it's hard not to put the issue Kendrick was on.
Now here's the question. Good Kid and To Pimp a Butterfly are up against Food and Liquor and The Cool. Now I'm really making you make a Sophie's Choice at this point because we just talked that tier, right? That group has those 2 classic albums. This group has these classic albums.
Yeah.
I want to get it from you because I know you're gonna be fair down the middle and make a very rational.
Yeah. Of Kendrick and Lupe is the better artist to me. Okay. I think we wouldn't have Kendrick Lamar without Lupe Fiasco.
Okay.
But the thing Kendrick has managed to do was to take what Lupe gave him and make it something so deeply cultural that you can never deny him. Like, he has the songs that will be rooted in blackness forever, for fucking ever, right?
Yeah.
And not only that, they like are slappers. Like, you can play Kendrick shit in a fucking strip club if you wanted to. And this list kind of edges 2007 out by a long shot, just because there are more, because Mac's here, because Meek Mill is here, so it just took it up all the way up notches.
Yeah. All right.
But
So the impact that I felt that Nipsey had, I think you won this one. Yeah, I don't know if I have an argument against this one. I think you're right. When you talk about Mac right now, and the problem is that everybody recognizes Mac now, and give people their flowers when they're here. Like, I wish you would have listened to him when he was here. You know, Kendrick, like we said, is the best. Meek is a permanent fixture in our culture, one way or another. Big Crit is like, Big Crit probably, like, I think I've heard it seen thrown on the internet, so I'm not gonna act like I made this up, but like, I think it rang true for me. It's like Big Crit's like the South Nas, but in a different way, where like you're not gonna get that shit until later on. How much dope shit Crit's giving you, like you'll get it later.
Crit's last album was easily like top 5 rap album of the year for me.
I mean, and like that's that's why you have to continuously look for music, man. Like, that's just not gonna promote itself. As much as we have these apps and things like that, those albums will slip through the crack.
Oh yeah.
Like, you guys are missing out, honestly. And Saha the Prince is honestly one of my favorite rappers when it comes to being on, songs and shit. And he has his best album is what was it? The latest one? What is it? Church on Sunday or whatever? No Church on Sunday?
Yeah.
That's an incredible album right there. Like, that's like, there's so much shit on there.
I mean, by the way, man, look, Crit landed on fucking he landed on Kanye album when Kanye worked because Beyonce heard him rap and was like, yo, you out of your fucking mind if you don't put him in the booth and put him on this song. So, I mean, that's a testament to Sci-Hi's rapping ability.
Yep. And he probably wrote verses for your favorite rapper.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't even know it. He's always been clever for me. Like the first time that I really got my dose of Sci-Hi was when the BET Cypher. And oh my God, yo, see, all of that shit, bringing all that shit up just gets me more mad about Kanye.
Man. Don't think about the good music cypher.
That was a fucking dope ass moment, man. Like, oh my God, yo, you had Common, you had Sean, you had Kanye, you had Saha, you had Pusha. Y'all were all in black suits in black and white with DJ Premier, fucking playing beats. Y'all all body that shit. That shit gets me fucking furious, yo. That's what I'm talking about, yo. Don't give us some shit like that and then fucking dip on us like in the most hurtful way, you fucking asshole. I'm sorry. But yeah, man, like, that's when I got my first dose of Sci-Hi. And he was on there and I was running his shit back, like, more like, I was like, oh, who the fuck was that, yo? Like, Pusha was gonna body it. Kanye was spitting some shit that he was putting out on radio stations, no matter whenever he got, like, whenever they got to the freestyle portion, he was putting the same shit out or whatever. Like, don't even get it twisted. Like, the game spit that same freestyle 300 fucking times over like fucking everybody's beats or whatever. I'm not shitting on them. I'm just saying that's what it is or whatever. But Sci was the one that was memorable for me. Like, Pusha bodied that shit. Comic bodied that shit. Big Sean, he's like, she coming soon, like LeBron's first ring. Like, yo, like those like, that's culturally like significant because of the hindsight that we have. Like, for you to be able to be that clever with it, and then LeBron does get his ring. Like, that like there's things that need to be said about that, whatever. But Sci is like very much underappreciated, and I feel like people don't understand how good of an artist he is. Part of that is his own doing with his own music selections, but part of that is from the fact that people just sleep on him a lot.
Yeah.
All right. How much more do we have to talk about this? There's a year where it's Future, Kid Ink, Danny Brown, French, Macklemore, Don Tripp, Machine Gun Kelly, Hobson, Iggy Azalea, and Roscoe Dash.
A pretty decent cover.
No, well, Future. Danny Brown's carved out a nice little following. I know that for a fact. Kid Ink, here today, gone tomorrow. French, still here. Macklemore. Don Tripp. Machine Gun Kelly. Machine Gun Kelly beat Eminem at rapping. Now let's argue. Whatever. Don't make that face at me. I don't care. I felt like his first initial diss, that one
he made a better song.
Yeah, that exactly. Like he dissed him and made a better song. And
he made a better song, right. But the actual disses were kind of like
whatever. You could be right about that.
But he did make a better song.
You're probably right about that or whatever. But
and the motherfucker makes fake punk rock music now. He don't even rap now.
Yeah, that's true. Fuck that, man. Whatever. I like that shit better. That shit goes harder or whatever. I felt like he bet that shit. Damn, he said his fucking beard's weird, yo. All right. Hobson, Iggy, Roscoe Dash, this is I think that why it's important to go through all the years is just to show you guys that like sometimes we get wrapped up in the moment with some guys that we find that are like really like legends and guys that are going to be around forever. And there's some guys that have a nice little career, but then they go away, like, it's just like, this is just kind of the game at this point. Like, it's just like, it just highlights kind of like this here today, gone tomorrow stuff for the artists that just don't find a way to last because everything's about what's next. So, we said the Schoolboy. So Chance, what is this? 2014. Chance, Rich Homie Quan, Isaiah Rashad, Ty Dolla $ign, Lil Durk, Kevin Gates, Troy Ave, Vic Mensa, John Connor, Lil Bibby, Jaron Benton, and August Alsina. This one's a little thin. When it comes to like guys who are like here. Lil Bibby, John Connor. I remember the Compton album. Like, I know that there was a lot of like hype, but like,
yeah, rapped his ass off on it too.
No, he did, and we were all hyped for a little bit, and then I'm not gonna pretend to know the story about that. You know what I mean? Yeah. I just know that we didn't get anything.
Right.
Troy Ave, Kevin Gates, he's all right. Like, I don't know, man. Like, can you explain the Kevin Gates thing to me? Or is like, am I missing? Like, I know I like 2 phones. I like, I got, whatever. I got 2, I don't get tired. I don't know, though. Like, am I missing something?
I mean, he's just for certain people, man. I've realized that, like, a certain, like, type of woman likes Kevin Gates' music.
A certain type of what? The one that likes to get kicked in the chest? Damn, would I have to say that? I didn't even have to say that. I really could have just kept that to myself. Like, that's an asshole. That's an asshole move. That's an asshole move, yo. I would punch me. I'm sorry. I didn't mean. I don't know where that came from. Honestly, I really don't.
But the people that I know that really fuck with him are women. Really, wow. I know women that listen to his shit a lot. So
he has 2 phones.
It's got to be your thing.
Nobody's gonna be able to tell me a bad word about Ty Dolla $ign, so we don't have to talk about him or whatever. Lil Durk, look, this is 2014. What did we just say about Drake? It's 2020. Yeah. It feels like Lil Durk just got his like big shot.
Yeah.
Rich Homie Quan.
Rich Homie deserves to be here. I just don't know what happened.
What happened? There's something like this is the game too. There's politics that just keep people from like releasing music and stuff like that. If you don't know your business and you're not able to release things on your own.
Yeah, he's probably dealing with something because there's no other reason why he's not here.
Did he sign the Birdman?
You know what I mean? Yeah, but I mean, Thug is still here, I mean,
Thug's dope as fuck, yo. That's the other thing, though. Like, he's still
fact,
but he stayed loyal to Birdman. He never really said nothing, against him or whatever. So, I don't know. It's a good question. Isaiah Rashad's dope. That's TDE. Again, how many of these TDE guys are on here? Like, Isaiah Rashad can fucking rap, man. Like, for sure. Chance, I understand his significance. I just don't get the music.
Yeah.
I guess I get why people like him, but like I'm not a fan of his music. Like Acid Raps is best, and there's like it's not even like a classic where like all those records are out of here. Like it's just like the ones that I really like are dope on there.
Right.
Like him rapping on who's this guy's production? Damn it. The actual song I think is called Acid Rain or whatever.
Yeah.
I thought that was the best record on there. Like that was incredible. Lil Bibby, I don't know him, Jared Benton, August, we talking about some other shit and not August or whatever at this point, not his music. So 2015, Fetty Wap, Jersey, Dej Loaf, Rory, Kid, OG Macos. Yo, this one's bad. Shy Glizzy, K Camp, Vince Staples, Tink, and Goldlink. Goldlink's dope. Vince Staples dope. Dej, I don't know like where she lays right now in our culture. Like she doesn't have a project. She's not putting a project out, but she'll jump on your record. Like I don't know what's going on with that. Fetty, he kind of was there for 2015. Like he ran it for a bit, man. Like almost everything he threw out, he didn't miss. But unfortunately, that hasn't been the same. Like lately, like he it's been that time and kind of like not here anymore. Kid, what he signed to G Unit and everybody was like hyped for a little bit and what he filled in on the album. What was it? What was that album that he was on? It wasn't Terminate on Sight, right?
Nah, it was the last G Unit album.
Oh, remember they had like an EP.
And
AK
had the better verses on that EP.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, man.
Oh man, I want to revisit that, yo. 50 has some down south bounces or whatever that like. I will always be like excited to hear 50 music. I don't care how many years it is down the line. Like
that fucking G Unit EP was very good.
Right, and that's what I think I remember about it. But I'm gonna double back on that. I want to make sure that I say that right. Fetty, Dej, Rory, Kid, like a lot. OG Mako, Bitch You Guessed It. Remember that's his record.
Yeah.
Bitch You Guessed It. Whoo, woo. But see, that's one of those records that in 2015, if we go back into that time and we go sit in the club when that song was out, that shit would go crazy.
Yeah, man.
That's not necessarily what happens when you go forward, like all the time for all these guys. 2016, Uzi, Yachty, Kodak, Denzel Curry, G Herbo, Dave East, Lil Dicky, Anderson .Paak, Designer, and 21 Savage. This is actually kind of solid, and allow me to explain, guys. I know that like, whether you like it or not, Uzi is a part of this game. Like when he drops, the game's gonna look at it. Whether you hate him or you love him. If you hate him, you're probably sitting to listen to that shit so you can hate on him. And the people that love him are gonna love whatever it is that he puts out. So it's a beautiful mix with Uzi. So just because you don't like him doesn't mean he doesn't exist. Right. Like I hate when people are like, who cares? Well, plenty of people care.
People care.
Yeah, not just because you don't care, plenty of people care. All right. Lil Yachty, one way or another, again, still part of our culture. Easily. Again, we just talked about how he's making money writing for the City Girls. Like, that's on top of the following that he has for his music. The kid had a Target deal. He's the creative director at Nautica. Like, these are things that they would have never given a kid his age in any other genre, any other sort of culture. Kodak Black's in jail, unfortunately. But people like him. Let me draw the boot. Why do I always think of memes when it comes to some of these rappers? Kodak got some shit, I guess. I'm just not a fan. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just like trying to be like matter of fact. Denzel Curry actually is low-key one of the better guys on this list for me. A little bit different the way he presents his music, but I think that he's actually one of the guys that tries to push the genre forward when it comes to creativity and the way that he puts his records together.
Yeah.
And the videos also. You know, that's not like a ringing endorsement saying like go, you know, run out to. I'm just saying like, you know, I appreciate the way that he approaches the art and the way that he puts it together. G Herbo, what do we know about G Herbo right now? You know, he's like with Fab's daughter or Fab's stepdaughter. How does that work? I don't know, something like that. As far as music goes, I am not up on G Herbo, so I'll plead ignorance on this one, unless you can tell me a little something about him. Like, all right, so we just talked about Davies, and Davies is a fixture. You know, like whether it's with music, you know, he's in the Wu-Tang fucking show. He's a part. When we went to Radio City to watch this Loud celebration, Mobb Deep had their portion of it, and Dave East rapped all of Prodigy's verses. Like, he was the extra member. Like, Hav was there, and Dave East was doing all the Prodigy shit. You know, so like he's a fixture. Lil Dicky's a fixture, just based off his show. Even if you don't like his music, based off his show and the love he shows for hip hop, he's a fixture. And if you haven't heard me say it on here, and you probably have, Lil Dicky can fucking rap very well. Like, not even a little, like very well. Like, it's not even like me like giving that white privilege shit. Like, he can rap for sure. Who else is on this list? Anderson .Paak's one of my favorite artists in the world. Like, this is a big one.
Yeah.
Designer's not here anymore. That's over. And 21 Savage is here. The freestyle was pretty good, like between all of them, because they all highlighted, like, for sure. Like I get the shock. Imagine the shock in 2016, right? The 90s rapper got, right? And they did the freestyle cypher for XXL. And Lil Uzi jumps on, yeah, I'ma just fucking your bitch. Yeah, I'ma just hold your bitch. Yeah, I know what hold your. Yeah, and then he passes it to 21 Savage, and he's like, roll up on us, Ferrari with it, hold it, that's it. Yeah, roll up, hold it, man, is it?
21.
Like, yeah, 21. Yeah, it's like, could you? I can imagine their outrage. Like, I see it, you know, like from there. But you know, again, we have hindsight. Right? Like, we have a lot of hindsight because this is like fucking 4 years ago, 5 years ago. A lot of these guys are still around. Like, it's just funny, like how you look at things the first way, right? And how people are, but like, you just have to accept certain things. Like, these guys are all part of our culture, one way or another. So who cares? People care. All right. 2017, Kamaya, A Boogie with the Hoodie, P&B Rock, Playboy Cardi, Amine, Cap G, Kyle, Ugly God, Maiden Toyo, and XXX. Rest in peace. Okay. Can I tell you my unpopular opinion of all these guys? The best one easily is Cardi.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, Trills. Like, I know for a fact that that man doesn't have a lyrical bone in his body, right? And that like kind of goes against everything that I've ever thought about when I was trying to rap or what I like, and like, you know, like, and I don't know, man, like that shit don't matter. Like, for some reason, there's something about his music, the way that he uses his tones, and you know, when he's in his bag with Pierre, like that last album, that the one where he's flipping into the crowd, whoa. I know that shit like the back of my hand, yo. Like, I listen to that shit a lot, man. And it almost feels like a guilty pleasure, but my God, that album is fucking ignorant as hell, and I love it. Like, I just love it. I can't help it, man. I cannot help it. Like, for as much as I want to be like a music snob, I'm not at all. Like, at all, man. If this shit sounds good, I think I'm into like more like vibes and feelings right now, like off of the music that it gives you. And I think that's really what it is more than anything. All right, let's just finish this up. Ski Mask, The Slump God, Lil Pump, Smoke Perp, JID, Stefflon Don, Blockboy JB, YBN Nam Here, Wi-Fi's Funeral, and Trippie Redd from 2018. JID is the best out of all of them. Like, that's not even like a question, really, that we have to talk about. Trippie is out here. He has his following. I understand that. I'm myself, it's not my thing, but I get it. I for sure get it. I get why, you know, the kids like it.
Yeah.
Ski Mask, I don't know. You know, that kind of feels like the same. So Ski Mask, XXX, and all those guys, they're all from that same area in Florida. Like when it was all jumping off, like those guys could have been interchangeable. Like realistically, if you talk to anybody down there, they would have told you probably that Ski Mask made that before XXX.
Right.
So that's like from the same portion that he's at, but like I feel like he's just not like he's not here no more. Like he's not part of this. Like nobody talks about him. Like I don't know about his records or anything like that.
Yeah.
Lil Pump, same thing. You know, like same portion of like Florida. You know, like but Lil Pump's out here because he's a fucking internet act. Same thing with Smoke Perp. Smoke Perp has some dope shit. I just feel like he's not known for that for the music. But like all these other people, Black Boy JB, he's gone. YBN, I'm here. Wi-Fi's funeral. Stefflon Don. Like it starts to get thin. Like this is the last one. Comethazine, Tierra Whack, The Baby, Lil Mosey, Roddy Rich, YBN Corday, YK Osiris, Rico Nasty, Gunna, Blueface, and Meg Thee Stallion. This one actually is more well-rounded, I want to say.
Yeah.
The Baby, Roddy, Corday, Gunna, Blueface, Meg. That's actually pretty loaded. I'm very surprised actually now that I read through those names. Even Blueface, like you know, like as much as we just talk about the internet antics, I get it. You know, like in Cali, he's like. But here's a good caveat though to all this, and this is like what we'll end on. Artists who have rejected an offer to appear on the freshman list include Nicki Minaj, Drake, A$AP Rocky, Young Thug, Party, Isla McConan, Tory Lanez, Post Malone, Rich the Kid, Lil Skies, Nav, Young M.A., Benny, Juice WRLD, Don Toliver, and Lil Tecca. Those are a lot of heavy hitters on there. So maybe we would view these lists differently if like the proper people accepted their regular invitations. Like, see, that's why I don't want like you know, if people were to go back and look and they're like, all these lists are bullshit because they don't have Drake on it, that doesn't mean that they didn't try to put Drake on it.
Yeah.
All right, whatever. We went a little long on this. You done? All right, let's do this. Yo, I wanted to share actually something though while I have you, Trills. I got like a review from somebody who's been listening, and I wanted to like shout them out. Nick Kohler 4 on Instagram. You know, he felt the need this morning to you know, not felt the need, but like I'm just honored that people were like listening. So I wanted to make sure you got a shout out. You know, podcast is fire. You've been keeping me entertained throughout this pandemic. Keep it up. Like that right there, like that's enough right there, honestly, man.
Yeah.
It's really crazy though. Like I don't want to get into cliches and all that, but the whole idea of like one person, like that shit really, like, you know, like sometimes don't you feel like we do this shit and we're like doing it for like faceless people and shit, like, and it's like the people that don't know you are the ones that wind up connecting, you know, with with everything that's going on. So shout out to him and thank you for listening, man. I appreciate
100%.
it. And you know, we you know, we're going in the right direction. We're gonna continuously, you know, make sure that we have content for you guys every week. Appreciate everybody that's been listening, telling their people about it, watching on YouTube and things like that. This has just been fun, man. Like honestly, that I think that's what you guys are getting from it. It's just been fun. Like this is some shit that me and Trills would be doing probably if we didn't have a camera in front of. Like we talking about this anyway, probably.
Yeah, I mean the same shit we used to do whenever we would link it. We just doing it here.
Yep. And it was good to see you yesterday, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy how like you get older and you just have like 2 drinks and you're like we were supposed to record yesterday and like I called it off. Like I'm gonna take the blame because we had 2 drinks together and I was like, oh, I'm going home. But yeah, man. Thank you guys. Continue to like, share, subscribe on YouTube, please. That really is what will help us out a lot more. But thank you for everybody who's been listening on Apple, on Google Podcasts, on Stitcher, all those places that were available. Trills, tell them what you got going on right now. Like you promoting anything else right now?
Everything's the same, man. Just keep running the Trill Dollar album up, man. I'm still shocked at how good we're doing on the streaming platforms. And yeah, I'm just getting back to it, man. There will be more music, more everything.
Yep, and Run Up in the Clouds on YouTube. Make sure you guys check all that out, and make sure you find all those on your streaming platforms. You know where to find them. Trilly Trills, no Z with an S. Yeah, man. So this was fun. I think we were a little bit nervous about what we were going to be able to talk about, and we kind of took up some time here.
I mean, we could always go on and on and on about something if we
care about it, right?
Yeah.
So 2 hours, 20 minutes. I think this is probably the best. So make sure that you guys follow the IG page at the Potent Podcast. Follow Trills on Instagram, everywhere else. Trilly Trills with a S, no Z. Follow me on Instagram, Jay Aponte 2103, and on Twitter, Jason Aponte 2103. So yeah, man. For Jay, for Trills, we out of here.
Yeah.